Executive function we're going to talk about today is self-monitoring. Why is this important? Well, it's important for time management. It's important for task quality. It's important for being efficient in how you get something done. It's important for making sure you're aware of your surroundings. It's such an important skill, and it's such an important component of executive function. So self-monitoring is that ability to, as you're doing a task, that you almost have this second person watching to make sure you're doing the task in the right way. Probably the best task that you can illustrate this with is writing. When you're writing, you are self-monitoring consistently. If you are one of those that needs to edit while you write the sentence, needs to think about a different way to say it, maybe you're even thinking about that word choice. But self-monitoring is that ability to make sure you're getting a cohesive set of thoughts down and making sure that your punctuation, spelling is correct, your word choice is interesting. So there's a lot of elements to self-monitoring when you're writing, but it's also not just for writing. You can also do it when you're doing math. Are you making sure you're really tracking those negatives that get you when you're trying to do the problem? Or you're dividing by a negative when you have an inequality, and so you need to switch the inequality. So these are little details, but you can imagine if you don't have strong monitoring skills, how the quality of your work may not be very good. Now, what's really challenging is when you have a child who struggles with this skill, because for them, when the task is done, when they finish that last sentence, they finish the last problem, they're done. And you say, go back and check your work. And they're like, no, I'm done, because it's just too much for them to self-monitor. So my suggestion for that child who struggles with the self-monitoring is give them a checklist. A checklist is a defined set of amount of work I have to do. So for writing, check for capitalization, check for punctuation, check to make sure you have transitions, those kinds of things, and make it age appropriate. For that child who won't go back and check their math, well, think about it. Going to check back your entire math assignment, you just spent 20 minutes doing a math assignment and you said, go back and check my work. Well, that means I need to do math for another 20 minutes. So another option might be is go find 3 mistakes and correct them. And once they find the 3 mistakes, they're done. Now, if they have difficulty finding mistakes, you might say, I found 5 mistakes, just correct 3 of them and you're done. And that way, when they're going back to check their work, that self-monitoring becomes a more tangible task that they can actually measure. And I think that's what most kids struggle with when you ask them to go back and check their work. But more importantly, help develop that self-monitoring skill by giving them that list to go back and check their work.